Welcome everyone, my name is Brendan Snyder. Thank you for joining me. Today I want to take a look back at the rock band Girlschool and their 2013 box set called The Bronze Years. It contains the first 4 albums in this box, and we're going to go through that, open it up and everything in just a bit. The cool thing about Girlschool is they're actually the longest running all-female rock band out there. They formed in '78, it's 2020, 42 years, just absolutely amazing. We're going to be listening to tracks off of their 3rd album, Screaming Blue Murder. It's the blue one that's behind me there. So we'll kick that off and we're going to jump right in here. The band Girlschool formed from the ashes of a group called Painted Lady in 1978. The band members are Kim McCullough, rhythm guitar and vocals, Kelly Johnson, lead guitar and vocals, Enid Williams on bass and vocals, and Denise Dufour on drums. And what's also cool, as you heard, 3 of them sing, so they had 3 lead vocalists and yet different singers on different tracks. So not just the standard vocals, guitar, bass, and drums like a typical band, just another thing setting them apart different, not just the all-girl aspect, but having 3 lead vocalists. And forming in '78, they were part of the new wave of British heavy metal scene. Their sound was a mix of punk and metal with a lot of power and aggression to it. And so it's no surprise then that when they released their first single, Take It All Away, in 1978, that Lemmy of Motorhead really took a liking to them and formed a long-standing friendship at that point, sort of took the band under his wing, helping them out, taking them on the road, showing them ropes and things like that. 1978 saw the release of their first album, Demolition, which was produced by Vic Mailey, who also produced the classic Ace of Spades by Motorhead. It charted at number 28 in the UK, doing pretty well. Their second album, Hit and Run, which was released in 1981, did a lot better, charting at number 5 in the UK charts. Now, at this point, they had not released one of their albums yet in the US, but in 1982, they finally saw an album released in the US, but it had a different track listing and different songs on it than their debut. So it kind of made it hard to distinguish which album you were listening to at that point, having different track listings in the UK versus the US. Also in 1982 saw the release of their 3rd album, Screaming Blue Murder, which is the album that we're listening to right now. This one was produced by Nigel Gray, who had also worked with the group The Police. Now at this point their star was starting to rise and they got opening gigs for Iron Maiden and the Scorpions on stadium tours, so they were doing pretty well. And they really wanted to capitalize on this and sort of take things to the next level and try to really tap into the US market. And in 1983, Quiet Riot had hit it really big with their album Metal Health and the song Come On Feel the Noise, which is a cover of the Slade song written by Jim Leah and Noddy Holder. And so Girlschool hired Jim Leah and Noddy Holder to produce their next album. And the other thing is they attempted to change their image and sound as well. And so the next album, which was their 4th album, Play Dirty, that came out in 1983, it was very polished with a lot of keyboards. And unfortunately, it just lacked that aggression and power of their 3 previous albums, and it didn't connect with the US market the way they had hoped. And unfortunately, it just had very lukewarm reception all the way around. Now, at that time, though, they did record a London show for a VHS release called Play Dirty Live. And yeah, those VHSs, the old tapes, that you used to watch things on, not like the DVD, Blu-rays, and of course streaming that we have now. But they did release it on DVD in 2005 as Live from London, if you want to try to hunt that down. Due to the bad commercial results, though, of the last album, they decided to leave Bronze Records. And so that does bring us to this point here, which is the box set that does contain those first 4 albums. And you can see the Demolition, Hit and Run, Screaming Blue Murder, and Play Dirty right there. There's the side of it. I do love that they're using the old classic logo of Girlschool, and then you've got the track listings for the 4 albums here. And this contains, as I said, the 4 albums. They are the UK release versions and track running orders. Each album is remastered and contains bonus tracks on it, and it's got a 24-page book. So the first album, Demolition, has 1 bonus track on here called Furniture Fire. The second album, Hit and Run, has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bonus tracks. It's got Please Don't Touch, which is the song with Motorhead. And then they've got a song, they've got Bomber, Tonight, Demolition Boys Live, and Tonight Live. The third album has 1 bonus track, Don't Stop. And the fourth album, Play Dirty, has 5 tracks. 1, 2, 3, Rock and Roll, Don't Call It Love, new version, Tush, new version, that's the ZZ Top song. Like It Like That, and then 1, 2, 3, Rock and Roll, which is a 12-inch extended version, right? And this is a clamshell box, so it just lifts up like that. And you see right on top, we've got the booklet, nice 24-page booklet there. And then you've got the albums underneath it, and you've got these. And so they're done like replica LP style, track running order, and then the discs just slide out of the sides on it. There's a second one, Hit and Run, and I really like how they've replicated that old vinyl packaging style. A lot of times that stuff gets lost when being transferred over to CDs. They you know, the smaller style of it, they you know, reorganize everything on it, so kind of cool. And then the booklet, and there's not a lot of photos in here. What's cool though is they've got a really nice long written up explanation covering the, you know, the history of the group. So I'm not going to flip through all the pages because it really is just a lot of text that's in here, but it's got a good history, and that's the part that I think really matters to give you the background of everything that's going on. Now, following that album, Play Dirty, the band continued on in one form or fashion, never really finding a home or a label, you know, making an album here, making an album there, that kind of a thing. And over the years, from '85 to 2002, they released 5 more studio albums. But in 2003, to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the new wave of British heavy metal, they actually joined a compilation album, which brought them some renewed attention at that point. And then in 2004, along with remastering and re-releasing their old catalog with bonus tracks, they released their first new album in some time called Believe. And in my opinion, it's their strongest release to date at that point. It really brought back that aggression and power of the earlier material that they were known for. And then since that time, they've released 3 more really solid efforts. Legacy in 2008, which is really cool. It's got a number of guest players on it, celebrating that idea of their legacy. Then 2011 saw them do Hit and Run Revisited, which is a re-recording of that, modernizing it with today's technology, which is really great. You know, had a lot of power and aggression originally, but hearing it done modernly was pretty cool. And then 2015's album Guilty as Sin is their latest album. And so, you know, a band that's been around like this, all female-led group in one form or another for 42 years is pretty amazing. I highly recommend checking it out. My 2 favorite albums are the second and third, Hit and Run and Screaming Blue Murder, the one we're listening to now. Do yourself a favor, check them out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. All right, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, and I hope everyone has a great day. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.